What's up, YouTube? It's my VR to Trprepper. He's having a 4,000 sub contest, and I wanted to get in on it because the prize that he's giving away is something I've been looking at for a long time. Just haven't pulled the trigger on getting it because I have other targets that I shoot. He's giving away AR 500 steel targets, and I like shooting steel. Right now I'm shooting an old plow disc, but yeah, anyway, I'd love to have an AR 500 plate. He's also giving away, you have a choice, if you don't have any place to shoot steel targets, he'll substitute that with a get home bag, which in itself is a awesome prize. He wants a VR. This is for his 4,000 sub contest, and I know how hard that is. I'm doing my 2,000 sub, but anyway, he's probably one of the first dozen channels I subscribed to when I first started my YouTube channel, and I've been following his channel ever since. I mean, when he posts a video, I right away click on it to watch it. So anyway, he wants a gun story, and wasn't sure what kind of gun story you wanted. I have a couple stories where I grew up in California, and I went to high school at Richmond High, and early 80s when I was going there, got shot at a couple times in California when I lived there. Once when I was in high school, once when I was working in Oakland, California. But I don't think those are the kind of gun stories you want to hear. So anyway, my first handgun. That's a really good story. I had just moved from California to Elko, Nevada, and I was working at a Big O Tire. Was my first job there, and I jumped in a truck to move it into the shop to do these tires, and wrap around the stick shift on the floor was a old Western gun belt with a 6-shooter in. I don't know what kind of gun it was. It wasn't my gun. I wasn't going to touch it. But being fresh from California, in Nevada for maybe a couple weeks, starting this job, it just surprised me that people were that open about guns. I mean, in California, you're not open about guns. You don't carry them around, and if they're in the house, they're locked up, put away, whatever. You just don't see them. I was probably 20. How old was I? 24, 25 years old when I moved there. So talking to people, they're just like, yeah, guns are no big deal here. You're allowed to have them. They're easy to get. This is prior to the Brady bill. It was 1992, 93, somewhere in there. I believe the Brady bill was passed in 94. I could be wrong, but it was somewhere around that time. So anyway, just met my wife, my future wife, and decided I wanted to purchase a handgun. She was friends with the local law enforcement people. Her job is in intensive care, actually director of nursing at the hospital there. So she got to know a lot of people there, especially law enforcement people in the government there. So I went down with the sheriff to the local gun shop there and actually put a gun on layaway because I couldn't afford it. But he had recommended an EAA Witness 9mm semi-automatic, which was about that time $450, $500. Never heard of European American Arms. He said it was a fantastic gun, so I took his word for it and purchased it, put it on layaway, paid it off, got it. 17 round magazines. And then we decided, we got married, and then we decided to move to Portland so I can go to school to learn how to do computer drafting. So anyway, moved to Portland and shot quite a bit in Nevada. Loved this firearm. When I moved to Portland, I got my concealed weapons permit there in Portland, Oregon, or however you want to say it, and that was the start of me actually getting into guns, having them, carrying them, shooting them. And the funny thing was, when I moved to Portland, now it's after the Brady Bill, so they had magazine capacities, especially in Portland, Oregon. I went to a local gun shop there and told them that I needed I wanted to get a couple more magazines for this handgun. They said no problem, we'll get them. So they said it'd be about a week. Went back, they called, they were in. Went back a week later, and they were 10-round magazines. And I'm like, this is not the magazines I want for the gun. They go, well, they don't make, I told them I wanted 17-round magazines, and they're like, well, they don't make them. I'm like, well, that's not true, because that's what I have in my firearm. And so they were like, well, we can't get those for you. And I'm like, okay. So I took the 10-rounders. It was all I could get at the time. Later, when I moved from Oregon to Idaho, was able to get the higher capacity magazines. Of course, that's after the Brady Bill kind of went away with, I think it was Bush that kind of, or the Brady Bill had sunsetted, and now you could get the higher capacity magazines. So that's my first gun story. Was EAA Witness 9mm, purchased in Nevada, taken to Portland, Oregon, and then to Idaho here, and then I ended up selling it to get something different. But that was the first firearm that I purchased for me, and that got me started into collecting, and now I'm just this huge freaking gun nut. So anyway, that's my gun story. Thanks for watching. Check out Trprepper. I'll put a link in the description box below to his contest. Congrats. Thanks for the contest. Would love to have the prize if I win, and would shoot the shit out of it. So thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and we'll see ya.